Welcome back to the Elise Surkoff podcast, where we help women in perimenopause and menopause thrive unapologetically from the inside out. Okay, today's topic I am borrowing from Alex Hormozi. So if you follow him, and I don't know if you do, but he's all about business, such an alpha male, but I really love his shit. And I'm totally inspired by him and his wife, Layla, as well. So shout out to them because she mentors me on leadership. But I got this from him. He said this a while ago, and it just really resonated with me. And I say this with our clients, and I say this on the gram a lot, which is like, you can be right or you can have results. Which is more important to you? And I say this because in like reference to physique changing in perimenopause, and I don't want to always focus on changing your body, because maybe you've already changed your body and you just want to keep it going, or like maybe you want to start a new business or a new job, or maybe you are in a new relationship, maybe you've moved to a new place, so there's something like new happening in your life and it feels really hard. And I like to use physique and body composition changes because that's what our program is about. So that's typically what we see the most in our program and what I talk about a lot. But it can be really used for anything, which is like, do you want to be right or do you want to have results? So, okay, a lot of women come to me every single day. I've shared this before, where they say, at least nothing works for me. And I say, okay, I don't guarantee results until we have a conversation. I need to like understand what's happening to you, because in reality, not everyone is going to get that stamp of guaranteed results in 90 days. It might take you 5 months or 6 months to get results because of where you are metabolically and where you are hormonally. Some women come into our program and they get like 10 pounds down in a month, and others are with us 6 months and get nothing down physically, but they get their libido back, their energy is stable, and they feel amazing. And then they start losing weight. So, metabolically speaking, we have to start really focusing on healing or repairing or just double downing on their metabolism before we get to weight loss. And that's not what anybody wants. Everyone wants results right away. And I get that. So, a lot of women come to me and they're just like, nothing ever works. And I am going to prove you wrong. And this happens sometimes. I'm not going to lie. We do have some clients that come in and they're just like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, all right, well, give me 90 days. And obviously, if I'm going to guarantee you results, I'm going to like make you do shit. I'm not going to make you do stupid shit, but like, you're going to have to listen to your coach. You're going to have to weigh yourself. So I know exactly, hey, what is your weight like, or like at least take measurements. You're going to have to show up for yourself. So you're going to have to do your homework. You're going to have to come to my calls. You're going to listen to the shit I have to say, and you're going to have to implement it. You don't just sign up for a program and then get results without fucking doing it. So I need you to do it, right? But I do have women that come to me and then they're like, well, this didn't work, or, it didn't work fast enough. And I'll say, okay, oh my gosh, like, let's look at this. So I'll say like, all right, so, what was your nutrition plan? Like, what was structured in your nutrition strategy by your coach? And then they'll say, well, listen, like, okay, if you're going to be like that finicky, then whatever, I understand. And I'm like, well, I'm not trying to like throw shade at you or make shit hard for you, but I'm saying I can't get you results if you don't fucking do the shit, right? I'm not asking you to follow a meal plan, drop your favorite foods, be restrictive of any kind. I'm asking you to show up, communicate with your coach, talk to me, and tell me what's going on. So there are times where I look a woman like dead in the eyes on, like on Zoom, and I'm like, hey, listen, do you want to be right? Do you want your money back? Do you want to prove me wrong here? Or do you want to get results? And 10 out of 10 times, she just says to me, I just want to get results. And I'm like, good. I want you to get results too. Get the fuck out of your way. Like, stop trying to prove me wrong and get out of your way. And that's what it comes down to for anything. Anytime you learn a new skill that's hard, there's going to be times where you're going to think to yourself, like, I can't do this. It's going to feel like, that voice inside of you that's telling you can't do it or that you shouldn't do it is right. And it's going to get louder and louder. And you're going to have to do it anyways. There's many things that I've done in my life that I thought I couldn't do. I use this example a lot. Never thought I could physically ever run a marathon. I just thought I'm not built for it. I'm like more muscular build. My hips are different. Like, I'm just not designed, for lack of a better word, for a marathon. But I got to the point where I was running so many halves and doing 10Ks that it was like a no-brainer. I even did a 30-kilometer run and I was like, I could still go. So for me to do that, 42, I can't remember how many kilometers it is, but to do that full marathon didn't even feel that quote unquote hard anymore until I started training. And then when I started training, I was like, oh, you know what? I can't do it. I'm right. I'm fucking right. And then I thought the same thing. What if I did it? What if I proved myself wrong? Do I want to prove myself right? Or do I want to cross that finish line? And I thought, no, no, no. I want to prove, I want to do it. I want to prove to myself that I can do hard shit, that what I believe to be true is not true, and that I don't want to be right. I want the results. Okay. And the same is true with anything else. I have a lot of women coming to me saying, I've been a yo yo dieter my whole life. I've always been chubby. I've never been someone who's had like a leaner physique or been able to lose the weight and keep it off. And I'm like, cool. Now I already know talking to you that that's going to be a limiting belief I'm going to have to crack in the program, because you're going to tell yourself when you fuck up that this is just what you do because you're not the person who, could ever be leaner. You're someone who's always chubby. You're someone who's always a dieter. You're someone who always gains the weight back. So the second shit gets hard, that narrative is going to come back into your head and you're going to be leaning towards the, I was right, or like, I'm right, Elise is wrong, or like, I knew it, I just couldn't do it. It's always been me. I've always been chubby. I just can never get through this. And then what? So I'm asking you listening right now, do you want to be right, or do you want results? And if you want results, I can help. Get the fuck out of your way. Stop letting your own narrative hold you back. And the best thing you can do is surround yourself with people who are already doing it. So, for example, when I was running my or training for a marathon, I was naturally hanging around with other people who were also training for a marathon. I had a running buddy at the time who wasn't going to run a marathon, but was training with me at the time with my own distance. So it was like, hey, we're doing this together. I'm not alone. And, my best friend, she did lots of marathons and Ironman. And so like, it was like, we would talk about it. We'd be eating our faces off all the time because we were starving. We'd be falling asleep everywhere because we were tired. Like, we were in it together. So it felt a little bit easier to get results when you're surrounded by people who have the same mentality as you. If you're someone who's a yo-yo dieter and you've always been a yo-yo dieter and your friends are yo-yo dieters, what the fuck do you think is going to happen when you go for dinner? Do you think they're going to say to you, hey, we're going to do this. Let's stick to our quote unquote diet and let's get salads. They're going to be like, let's just have the burgers and the fries. Come on, I'll do it if you do it. We call that food matching or calorie matching, by the way. I'll be bad if you be bad. Come on, we always fuck up anyways. Let's just fuck up together. So what a big shift it's going to be, because you're trying to prove each other right if you proved each other wrong and you just did the shit you need to do to make it right. All right. You hung out with other people who stay true to their nutrition plan. So like when I go and I travel for work, I actually love traveling for work. Is my favorite thing to do. And this is not to slam my family. I love family vacations. And if you have kids and you've traveled with family, you hear me on this one. You always need a vacation when you come back from that, right? When I travel for work, I'm typically solo. I have my own room, I have my own space. It's just fucking amazing. And I'd say, like, you can't appreciate not traveling with kids until you have kids and you travel with kids and you realize like how amazing it is to travel alone. I digress. Anyways, when we go out for dinner, it is so refreshing, or to be in an environment when I'm eating with other, business and fitness professionals, because we all kind of have the same mentality. We have a flexible approach to nutrition, right? So it's like, hey, let's go out and here's a restaurant. They have great options. They've got really good lean proteins, and they've got french fries. They've got like that perfect mix. And it's so easy. Sometimes when I travel and I'm with friends, it's just like a complete shit show of alcohol and processed foods, because like that's where my friends might be, right? And so it's a little bit of a disconnect for me, because then I have to be the one that is like, no, I'm not going to do this. But what if I was just starting to dial in this habit? It would be a lot harder for me to travel with those friends who are just not as aware or mindful or prioritize their nutrition the way I do and the way that other colleagues of mine do. So it is easier for me to kind of stay in the game of being strong and lean when I'm with other women who kind of eat, sleep, and breathe that same mentality naturally. So try surrounding yourself with other people. And that's what we do in our community. I throw you into the community of women who are like-minded. I love to say that we are a community of women who just don't give a flying fuck that we're turning 50 or we're turning 60. We still want to be hot. We still want to be sexy. We want results. And if this is something that really resonates with you, I will drop all the links of how you can reach me, learn more about our program. But the next time you get frustrated with yourself and start telling yourself something, just ask yourself, do I want to be right, or do I want results? I hope this lands for you. Again, if you want to watch us on my YouTube, go ahead and check that out. And I will see you on the next one.